Hey, what's going on, friends? My name is John Waldman. I'm a filmmaker based in New York, and today I want to talk about this new magnetic filter set from Freewell. This is the Freewell Magnetic Quick Swap 5-pack. Little disclaimer up front, Freewell reached out to me. They sent me these filters. I get to keep them in exchange for a review. No money changed hands. They're not looking at this video before I put it out there, and I'm gonna give you my real honest opinion about them. You know, I have a bunch of filters from Freewell for my DJI Mini 3 Pro, and I really like them. I think the quality is great. They aren't too expensive. So for me, Freewell was already a trusted brand that I was down to collaborate with. I did a video about the circular polarizer, which I think is one of the most important filters and one of my most used filters. But now what really intrigued me about this set is that it's magnetic, and that whole process of, you know, filter on, filter off, filter on, filter off, that really intrigued me. And honestly, I am probably mainly gonna use this on my FX3, at least the ND set, because the FX6 already has a built-in ND system. I do use the circular polarizer on the FX6 though. So yeah, if your camera doesn't have internal ND like the FX6 does, you are gonna need ND filters. You're gonna need either a variable filter or a couple of different stops. Think about it as sunglasses for your lens. You wanna maintain the 180-degree shutter rule, where effectively your shutter speed is double your frame rate. So 24 frames a second, you want a 1/50th or 1/48 of a second shutter speed to keep that 180-degree rule. So in the past, I've only used variable ND filters, mostly like a 2 to 5 stop ND. Those are great. It's really easy to adjust your exposure. I've never actually used hard stop NDs, or like very rarely. So that kind of process was gonna be something to get used to. But honestly, so far after using this set of filters on a few shoots over the last month, I'm finding the ND8, which is a 3-stop ND, I'm finding that's usually enough. You know, let's say on the FX3, shooting an S-Log3 at the low base 800, if I'm outside, I'm probably just gonna toss that ND8 on, and that's honestly fine. So I kinda, I guess, live in that world usually. You know, maybe at the 2 to 5 stop ND, maybe I'm mostly, you know, keeping it around 3. So I don't feel like I've missed the variable nature so far. Or let's talk about what you get with this. So you get this nice case, also has this little carabiner, circular polarizer, an ND3, you got this front cap, ND64, an ND1000, and a UV filter. ND8 is a 3-stop filter, ND64 is a 6-stop filter, ND1000 is a 10-stop filter. The circular polarizer is used to cut down reflection and glares. It's one of my favorite filters. Go check out the video that I made about it already. And the UV filter is primarily a protective filter. So you have the front ring. I went with an 82mm set. The front is braided, so it's easy, you know, if it feels like it's getting stuck, it's easy to take it off. But what's nice is really nicely built. So I keep all my lenses at 82mm via step-up rings. It just makes filter swapping so much easier, and I recommend you do the same. Check out the ones from Polar Pro. They're built very, very nicely. It's like a strong plasticky metal. Or is it metal? I don't know. Don't cheap out. I've had times where with some cheap filters, they're really skinny and they don't have like braided edges. So I've had filters get stuck. So what's nice about the Polar Pro ones is they're also braided, and there's like these little teeth. So it's easy if something gets stuck, you actually have like a place to put some tension. Let's say this is my lens. I'm about to go do a company move to another spot. Bam, just on like that. And then when it's time for me to take it off, boom. So yeah, filter stacking, no problem. The only real stacking I've done so far is the circular polarizer and the ND8. I haven't really seen too many weird color shifts. Maybe the circular polarizer warms up the image a little bit, but I feel like that's pretty common. Also, these filters are really thin, which is nice, and I feel like some bigger, you know, filters, maybe on some wide angle lens, might be more prone to vignetting, which on this, I've really had no issues with vignettings or bad color casts. And it's nice about hard stop NDs as opposed to variable NDs. Some cheaper variable NDs, when you stop it down all the way, it does that weird X pattern. You get weird, there's some funky stuff that goes on. Also, what's nice is the front of these are also obviously filter threaded. So I've also done, you know, CPL and then add one of my mist filters in front. So you could kind of continue to add stuff. Freewell, if you're watching this, I would really love if you guys made some mist filters, some softening, pro mist, whatever it might be. I think that'd be a really good addition to the kit, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm never really gonna use the UV filter. Some people think it's good for protection, but I mean, it depends. Maybe good ones you won't get it, but I feel like I've seen them have glares. But my main gripe, you put a UV filter in front of your lens for protection. You drop the lens, that filter shredded everywhere. So now you're putting a bunch of little pieces of glass going right into your expensive glass. I don't think UV filters are really that important. I probably won't use the ND 1000 a bit, the 10-stop ND. If you're real into like long exposure kind of photography, I think that would be great for it. Maybe I'll test it sometime. If I got more into doing, you know, serious long exposure work, this would be great. And when that does happen, I will give it a try, but I feel like I'm mostly just using like the ND8 and the CPL. But honestly, it's great to have this whole kit. This whole kit costs $150. I've paid $150, if not more, for just one singular variable ND, or maybe a mist filter was $150, but 5 filters for $150 and it's magnetic. I think that's a great value for $150. And yeah, the build quality is really nice. It feels, it's probably a really strong plastic, or maybe it's metal. The glass is really nice. I honestly dropped one of them. It took it like a champ. Like I said, I've been working on set a lot of corporate video, documentary. These have been out in the wild already, and I see no signs of them breaking, and definitely gonna become more of a Freewell supporter here on out. Interested maybe in some of their iPhone filters. I got the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I gotta get that rig sort of coming together, so maybe we'll do a video on that. We'll see. Let me know if any iPhone 15 stuff would interest you. This is like the biggie, you know, screw-on filters. You sit there, this is just, it takes no time to really magnetically swap these filters. It's much quicker than, you know, screwing on your filters, screwing off. And honestly, depending on the job, sometimes you don't have those few seconds. Let's say you're filming a documentary and something is happening and you gotta sit there and screw on the filter. I know it's not super long, but honestly, any sort of time savings on set will always be appreciated by me. The magnets, they're really, really strong. I can't see them popping off or breaking. Again, I've already used these a good bit. Just genuinely really happy. I think this is a very well-made product. Also, because the ND and the circular polarizer are so small, it's so nice just to like twist it around. Traditional screw-on circular polarizers, you kind of gotta like twist it around. And then let's say you also have a variable ND and that twists around. That's a pain in the butt to like twist the ND, then twist the circular polarizer and try to twist the circular polarizer while keeping the ND in place. So this system, it's very sleek, effective. And I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, usually I'll have things to complain about when I do a product review and things I don't like. I genuinely don't. Like, there's not one thing where I'm like, I really don't like this. Maybe I need to do some more testing, but so far for my use cases, it's worked great for me and I really do recommend these. I think if you're shooting on a mirrorless body, a camera that doesn't have a built-in ND set, consider this set, especially because you also get some extras. I honestly, if you're just getting into filters, I think this would be a great set. Anyone at any level could get value out of this set of filters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And thanks again, Freewell, for sending these filters. I've been loving them. You know, they come on me with every shoot now. But that's about it. I hope this video was helpful in some way. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. Love you guys. Cheers. Bye.